important to stay cool and not become so emotionally involved. Meaning what? Don't show what you're feeling on your face, okay, because you can't walk away. Now, when you cannot walk away, you lose your real power. Meaning what? They know what you're here for, and they know you won't leave unless you have a dishwasher. Okay? Such like that. Now, it depends on buyer seller's market time. Could be. Now, the delay or the stall tactic. When another person uses a deliberate delay, or you can say intentional delay. Let me write it down for you. When another person uses deliberate, intentional delaying or stalling tactic. Tactic, you can also say what? Strategy. Okay? Don't focus on their behavior, but rather on their intentions. Right there. Why are they negotiating? Okay? Don't pay attention to what they are saying, but focus on why they want it and how bad they want it. Okay? Now, are they trying to wear you down or to make you give up or become more flexible? Meaning, are they a hard bargain? We would say a hard bargain. Okay? A hard bargain meaning what? They are not easy to negotiate because they know exactly what they want and they're pretty smart too. Okay? Now, the meaning of deliberate meaning what? On purpose or intentional. Tactics could simply mean strategic methods used to achieve a goal. Intention is what you mean or intend to do, simply the reason why. Now, to wear somebody down is to win by making your opponent tired. Meaning what? That's what lawyers do. Okay, lawsuits. Usually the lawsuit, that takes up a long time. The winner, or the person that ends up winning the lawsuit, is usually one, they have more money for lawsuits, or two, they don't give up. And you're tired of reporting to the judge all the time, okay, for a hearing, so on and so forth. Flexible meaning what? You have the ability to adapt. Okay? Some people are very rigid. They follow a set routine every day. They're not very flexible. People like this are not very good at dealing with sudden situations or stress because it is unexpected. Now, any questions? Any questions before I proceed? Pretty interesting topic today, I think. I think it's a pretty interesting topic. Okay, it teaches you about a lot of things. Teaches you how to negotiate in English. Okay, and also how to talk your way into everything. Okay, and knowing how to talk your way out of everything. Okay, now remain emotionally detached. Okay, emotionally detached can also mean what? Emotionally disconnected. Remain emotionally disconnected and make sure that you are not negotiating on a deadline. Meaning what? Or either you don't have a deadline coming soon, so you still have a lot of room to operate. And also, two, you don't have a weakness that they can see. Okay, usually, like for example, just now with the letterhead company, they have a deadline. You know it. So what can they do? They have no other option. Because if they want another company, if they want another factory to come out with the printing, it would take even longer. Okay? So that was actually a very good example of what a bad way to negotiate would be. Okay? Because regardless of what, speaking in terms of profit, giving you 500 extra copies doesn't mean anything in terms of how much you are paying for the overall service. Okay? So, meaning what? It's actually to the benefit of the printing company. Okay, remember, never work on a deadline or never negotiate on a tight deadline. Counter delay tactics. Okay, counter meaning what? You would fight back. Okay, you would respond. We would call that counter. Now, counter is also another meaning. If you are a person that loves boxing, like me, okay, you would know what a counter is. A counter is simply another punch that you would punch back when the person is punching you. And you would punch them first before they punch you. And they knocked out. They get KO'd. Okay? A counter meaning what? A fight back. Okay? A retaliation. Let me write it out for you. Okay? A retaliation. Delay tactics by letting the other person know that you are aware of what they are doing and that it won't work. Okay? Now, you could even give them a deadline that is well before your own. So, for example, my director tells me I have a project due Monday. but then I know it's actually due next Monday, but he wants it next Monday. Okay, so what is he giving me? He is giving me a deadline that is well before his actual deadline. Okay, that's a perfect example of giving out false information in order to benefit yourself, which is not wrong. Okay, because if it's a provider and a supplier kind of thing, money is exchanged. Services are exchanged, so it's okay if you give false information. Nobody gets hurt. Okay, nobody gets hurt. Now, a counter would simply mean an opponent's response, or like I said just now, okay, is when you fight back with a punch and they get knocked out. We call that a counter too. Okay, there's also a computer game called Counter-Strike, but I'm not a computer game person, so I don't know much details about that. Detached. Now, detached meaning separated. Okay, separated. Now, oftentimes, if you are dating a foreigner, ladies and gentlemen, okay, if you are dating a foreigner in Taiwan, and they tell you, I feel very emotionally detached to you lately. What does that mean? It means they don't have any feelings for you anymore. Emotional detached would simply mean what? Your emotions are not attached to each other. They are separated. Okay, so if I am feeling emotional detached from somebody, it means I don't have feelings for anybody. Okay, which I haven't. Okay? Any questions? Are we okay? Emotionally. Okay, emotionally